Hello, this is group 11 and my name is Devin and I'm going to be discussing about our sprint 1 backlog. And during this sprint, we're going to be working on the core functionality. So for example, we're going to be working on getting the functionality for accepting the user's floor plan input. So with this, obviously, with the floor plan, we're going to have our robot vacuum actually go through this area. So obviously we need that floor plan input. Um, in addition to that, we are going to create the movement functionality for our robot. So it can actually go through the floor plan and actually clean up around the areas and so on and so forth. Then we're going to go on into creating the sensor functionality. So it can actually sense when there are obstacles in front of it. So if there's like a box or something, or if it's near some steps, it can sense that and it doesn't go down the steps and it doesn't go right through the box. It actually senses it and goes around it and continues from there. In addition to that, we are going to be working on the auto detection of the floor surface. So whether it's just a bare floor or a low power carpet or high power carpet, um, with this information, the robot vacuum will determine how much energy is needed. But before we actually do that, we have to have the functionality to detect what it is that it's on. Now, this next one is a nice to have, but on the user interface, we're going to have the user set up an account so they can sign up and connect their robot to whatever it is, that they want to connect up to, in this case, their account. In addition to that, lastly, we are going to be working on the logging of the robot vacuum information. So for example, if there's some kind of issue with the robot, so if it gets clogged up or jammed up, we can log the information. And if the user wants to send that information to customer support, we're going to have all the necessary information to troubleshoot and get their robot vacuum back on track. And that's it. I'll pass it over to Sprint 2.
Hello, my name is Johnny-Chukwu, and I'll be going over the Sprint 2 backlog. So after we have all the major functionalities such as cleaning and navigation, more essential functionalities will be added, such as the clean sweep, knowing when to return to the charging location and how to locate the charging location, keeping track of the amount of dirt he has collected and knowing when to stop cleaning, efficient power management, like knowing how much is needed for the different floor covering types, and also scheduling when to clean automatically. If the user is not there, he can set a schedule for the clean sweep to start automatically, and also sending real-time updates to both the product owner and the manufacturer to notify them of any potential problems or problems that have occurred. So I'll be handing over to Sprint 3.
Hello, this is Ming. So Sprint 3 is more like about maintenance. So our control system here and the stop cleaning once power reaches super low. So the machine or the sweep itself can find the nearest charging station when the battery is low. We also have troubleshoot. If the machine has some problem, then we can connect it to the customer service to troubleshoot this setting. Also, we have monitoring to record the history of the machine, the work that it has been done or the work it has not been done. So this work will be demonstrated in picture. Okay, next.
Hello, so my name is Seth Chapa. For the retrospective, some of the things that went well were that our group meetings were efficient, meaning that we didn't waste time and stayed on topic the entire time, working and figuring out the backlogs and the retrospectives. Another thing that went well was that the group was helpful and willing to update what's going on in the group. For example, not only do we have goals to meet that were set on Zoom, we also wrote down the goals on Discord for anyone that was unable to attend the meetings, or for anyone that forgot what to do. And so yeah, that was one of the good things that went well. Another thing was that we were clear on the goals and everybody understood what to do and what to expect and like what we wanted to achieve. So overall, as a group, we did a good job on getting the task done for the sprint. Although the meeting went well, though, there was one thing that we needed to change, and that was to set the meetings a little bit earlier, because our past meetings have been like a day or two before the due dates for the sprint. So in the future, we hope to set the meeting dates a little bit earlier. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so my name is Armin Meksudlu, and so I'll be going over the last two items. So basically, in terms of questions and discussions, we had two main points. One was we need to figure out how to better plan around people's schedules so that we actually could meet earlier, as mentioned before. And also, we need to have a discussion to decide what strengths and weaknesses people have, so then we can better allocate tasks to them and stories to them, so to make sure it's that they're working in an optimal manner. So in terms of the action items required, well, we need to obviously have a discussion about the two things that I just mentioned. And also another thing is that we need to have a meeting agenda before we start any meeting to point out what we're exactly going to be talking about, so then we can know if we actually accomplished it or not. And also reminders would be nice to have before like a set meeting time. Set out a reminder like the day before or a couple hours before, something like that, and just think of ways to encourage communication in the group chat that we have in our Discord group. And the more chatting, the more ideas get exchanged, the better it'll be for everyone in that regard. And that's basically it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.